Hey guys, it's Jumbled Sunshine. How are you today? Hope you're doing great. This is day 8 of the Miracle Morning Challenge that I have been trying to do. And I'm just so excited to be on my second week. 1 week ago today, I started this experiment and I was looking back on some of the vlogs from the past week and I was like, wow, I have more energy. Like I can see the energy increasing over the week. Part of it is probably just that I'm getting a little more comfortable with talking to a camera because I'm just like sitting here talking to my smartphone as if it was my best friend, because I'm hoping that those of you watching, we will be able to become friends and help one another out. The first day, I literally, I hadn't even planned ahead to do this. I mean, I have been thinking of vlogging for a while, and I have some different things I've done with some pressure cooking and some different things I actually have filmed over the last several months, but I've never published any of it yet, and I just hadn't quite found my niche of how I wanted to do it. I wasn't even planning to turn this into a vlog. I was just like, I'm going to start doing the Miracle Morning. But then the first day, I thought I need to just jot down my thoughts and feelings about how today went and what I learned and everything. And that's when it hit me. I was like, oh, I should just vlog about it. I literally did not even brush my hair or anything. I just turned on the camera and started talking, and it's quite evident that was the case. But anyway, 1 week anniversary today, so I'm excited that this seems to be turning into a habit for me and I'm really focusing on it. I guess you could kind of say it's my harvest season of Miracle Morning at this point. A harvest season is a time when a farmer goes out and he or she doesn't get much choice of how many hours they're going to work or whatever, because the whole focus is on just getting the harvest in. And often that will be a huge chunk of their entire profits for the whole year. So a harvest time is just a period in your life where you are pretty much just focusing on that one thing. And right now, this is my Miracle Morning focus time. So that's what I'm trying to do. That idea of the harvest season came from a book that I listened to on a drive with my husband to California a few weeks ago. It's a really great book, and he goes through all of these great principles of life and success, and it really started motivating me, which then led to the Miracle Morning, and it's kind of jumbled up in my mind of those two books. So anyway, if you want to learn more about that harvest season idea and a lot of other great principles, I recommend you read the book that I can't remember the name of, that I'm going to put down there in the description box. Actually, I'll probably write it right here with text so that you have it in front of you, even though my poor jumbled brain cannot remember the title at the moment. So anyway, I just wanted to report on today, my day number 8. It's still no school. We had a 4-day weekend. Look at that. It's short. I don't even have much that I wrote about it today. Last night, I did not get to bed early again, but it was because yesterday, as you know, I got up ridiculously early. And then by the time I was able to finally relax, I just pretty much crashed and took a nap. And I slept for 3 hours. So it was a long nap and it felt great. And I was just yay, I can just sleep and chill, kind of like the old days before I was doing the Miracle Morning. And I would sometimes do that, in the morning. It helped rejuvenate me for the evening, which of course meant that I wasn't as sleepy when it was time to go to bed. So there's all sorts of arguments one way or the other whether that was a good idea or not. But I'll just say that it meant that I was up a little bit late last night. But again, I knew that I didn't have to get up early today since it's a holiday. And I just kind of feel when there is a holiday, why not enjoy that little bit of change in your routine? So it's been kind of interesting to have my very first week of doing Miracle Morning with these unusual days. But it's given me some insight on how to do things. So by the time I got up and got dressed and ready and everything this morning and sat down for my Miracle Morning, it was 9:35. One thing I wanted to be careful of today was to make sure that I didn't get interrupted a bunch of times since everybody was home. I wanted to make sure that it didn't take me 3 hours to do the Miracle Morning, because if I'm starting that late, it's kind of silly to do your Miracle Morning till noon. I mean, that's just kind of defeating the whole point, right? But you still get the benefits of some of it, but not all of the benefits. So I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit of a more focused, devoted time. So I went and hid myself actually in this room, and this is our office slash exercise room. You know, we've got this like spare bed mattress here, and it's just kind of like, it's a good room to be in because nobody's in here. I can hear them all out there playing on the Xbox and like having a great time, but I can be in here just getting done these couple of things I want to do before we have our family time. I actually have a doctor's appointment for my shoulder. Hopefully I'll find out I don't need surgery, but there's some other way to fix it. Hoping. But we're going to go bowling as a family and probably do some laser tagging too. So that's our afternoon plan. Anyway, so I found this nice quiet place and did my silence, my prayers, my gratitude. Today it was kind of fun for my gratitude. As I was saying my prayer, I just started talking to God about each of my children. And I just went through each one and thanked him for their presence in my life and for their different personality things. You know, I just thought about each one, like what their strengths are and why they're such a blessing in my life. And that was a really sweet experience. It was 9:55. I did my affirmations. I just did the sample ones again from the Miracle Morning download that you can get at their website for free. I read them aloud, which I've only done that. This was my second time, and that was good. And I felt motivated. They're just kind of starting to work their way into my mind for me to remember what they're all about. I still want to have a goal to modify those for myself, but for now, you know, I kind of, like, my main thing right now is just focusing on actually getting Miracle Morning done every day for that 30 days. So I don't want to be too picky with myself about, like, fixing things and making them perfect, because I tend to do that, and then when I do that, I end up like dropping the whole thing because it gets too complicated. So I'm trying to keep it really simple. So for now, I'm happy with doing the sample affirmations. Then it was 10:09 and it was time to do my reading. So I just pulled out the 30-day challenge quick start packet thing. And I hadn't done that for a few days. So I looked at clarity question number 2. And I wanted to read it to you because I think this is a really good question to think about and ask yourself. What do you want to begin improving / transforming during the next 30 days? Again, this is supposed to be done like before you even start the Miracle Morning, but I'm just doing it a little bit different and just working on it as I do the Miracle Morning, because otherwise I would just not ever start because I'd be like, oh, but I have to do that big paper thing first. So, and here is the question. If you could miraculously wake up tomorrow and any area of your life could be transformed, what would you change? So that's a really good question. Would you be happier, healthier, more successful, in better shape? Would you have more energy? Less stress, more money? Like all of the above, right? Which of your problems would be solved? Which of your goals or dreams would you be on your way to achieving? The great news is you can begin transforming any area of your life, so be specific. So I read through that and then ended up pulling out my Chromebook and did my 750words.com scribing about this question. I won't go into details of like necessarily my personal goals and what I thought, but who doesn't want to have more energy and be in better shape? Those are definitely on my list. I talked a little bit about kind of the future that my husband and I talked about on our getaway a few weeks ago and some of the things that we imagine for our life. And I wrote about those. But I did think about this a little bit. If I could take a magic wand and just wave it, would I actually want to just suddenly be at this ideal that I'm thinking of? Would I actually want it to be at the destination already? Or would I want to be on the path and working hard toward that destination? Because I really believe that the journey itself is a really, really important part of reaching the destination. There are so many things that you learn by going through different trials and challenges and by pushing yourself and trying to become a better person and create a better life for yourself and your family, that I don't think jumping to the end of that path is actually wise or something I would want. what I do want is I want a life where I am currently on the journey going toward all these things. I mean, there's a few of them I'd like to just have done because I feel like I've worked on them hard and I've learned a lot of lessons. But, I really just think that that journey is where the joy is. And I really believe that's true. And as I've gotten older, I've been able to see the wisdom of that and see the trials and challenges of my life actually make a huge difference in who I'm becoming. So I believe that to actually become that future person that I want to become, I need to have the challenges. That doesn't mean I enjoy them or I like them. So my ideal life isn't being there already. I would want to wake up tomorrow having the memories of having gotten there. I wouldn't want to just suddenly be that, if that makes sense. I just really think that that's important, and I wanted to mention that today. So that took care of reading and scribing. By this time it was like 11:45. So I did my planning. I reviewed over my calendar. I looked at my running to-do list, which is a little bit scattered still, so I need to get it consolidated into one place. I looked at my roles and goals, which kind of is a to-do list, but it's more like you list the different areas of your life, the different roles that you have in your life. It comes from Covey, and then you make one goal in each area for the week. And those are called your big rocks. If you've ever heard the story of how the teacher had the jar and they put like all the big rocks in first, and then they could fit in all the pebbles and then all the sand and the water and really fill that jar up. Or if you filled it with the water first, if you did it backwards and put all the pebbles in, you wouldn't be able to fit the big rocks in. So those big rocks are like the most important things in your life. And the pebbles and all that is everything else that fills in. So you've got to make sure you put those big rocks first, is the idea. So your role, each role you say, okay, if I could only do one thing this week in this role, what would be the most important thing? And then you try to actually schedule those into your week and make them a very high priority. I'm still, I've been doing that on and off throughout the years. So saying it, explaining it to you just helped me go like, wow, I really need to do better at that. Then my last thing was just right at 11 o'clock. I did a visualization. I closed my eyes. I thought through the day, which is kind of a relaxing day because it's a holiday and it's a family day. Oh, I was supposed to report back yesterday because I had that really short little rushed miracle morning. I didn't have time to do exercise or scribing. I did do it later in the day. I scribed by writing my weekly letter to my daughters who are away from home. I did a little bit of exercise. I did the Melissa Ward Fit Happens challenge, and it just takes like 5 minutes. I did that actually with my husband and my daughter, and we just kind of did it after family prayer, and we sat around doing it. And then you're supposed to like take a picture of yourself doing the exercise and put it on her page to be like, I did it. And then it's about like competing for a prize or something. It's all free, by the way. So I did get both of those in for yesterday. And today we're going to be laser tagging and bowling. So for me, that's probably going to be quite a bit of physical exercise. So I'm just going to count that. And I did do some stretching this morning. So again, I'm not at my ideal. Like I've said multiple times, my goal right now is just to make sure I do this every morning. My most important thing I'm trying to work on is pushing myself to not stay up as late and to get up earlier and make that into more of a habit. That's pretty much it today. I feel good about it. I'm glad to be in week number 2. I hope that if you've considered doing some kind of a challenge of your own, whether it's Miracle Morning or some other program that you're interested in, that you take a couple steps today to plan something and be committed to like one little change you can do to start moving toward the life of your dreams and fulfilling your highest potential. I guess it's time to go spend time with my family. So you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. This is Jumbled Sunshine. See you tomorrow.